Hello, I am Professor Julio Rezende, and this presentation is about the main station. Uh, Main station is supposed to be operating on Mars. Okay. In this case, we are starting. We have many different topics to be discussed in this presentation. In this case, this is the idea of the main station operating on Mars. In this case, we have a Mars habitat with 7 facilities: the launch center, the main station, the health facility, the greenhouse, the sanitation center, the engineering facility, and the power station. Okay. In this case, the main station is one of the seven facilities connected to other uh, infrastructures also. In this case, as a first dimension of this presentation, I will be talking about the internal design of this facility, the main station. In this case, we receive a collaboration of a Brazilian student of architecture. Her name is Mariana Guerra. Mariana, she mentioned about we not one model not would be supposed to be enough to operation of the station, but for the main station it's supposed to be necessary not only one but 3 infrastructures connected. In this case, she also suggested not the use of a circular shape but hexagonal shape. Okay, as possible see here in this concept. And she suggested we be using the 3 models. Is the name are alpha, beta, and gamma. In this case, the alpha is an area to be used to prolonged use and resting. The beta model is for social and leisure. The third model is the gamma for the scientific work, okay, and also the control of the other facilities of the station. Okay, in this case, in the first model, we have the bedrooms and the study room. The beta model, we have the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, also the area for exercises, for workouts, and the gamma model is for training, control, and research room. The alpha model presents bunks and beds for 26 astronauts, also area for the luggage storage. In this case, the alpha model presents some characteristics like some hostels. Okay, when we have bunks for the guests, for the astronauts. In this case, we have in the middle some greens here, some plants. Okay. Some reasons for we present plants aboard is one of the reasons is evaluates the air quality, also brings nature to space habitats. This is related to psychological well-being, also less stress. Also, it's important we have more health to the astronauts. Also, the possibility of vegetables production bring more practicity and easiness to prepare fresh meal. The concept of pick and eat also help during processes of meditation. In this case, we have the examples of bunks of the dormitories for the astronauts. Also, we are at interesting discussion if it's supposed to be using the printed books or digital books. Okay, in this case, we are imagining the use of a large content of digital content because we imagine a very big uh, 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 flash drives or a great quantity of music, videos, and books for entertainment of the crew. Okay. In beta model, is a facility related to the operation of the kitchen, also the dining room. In the second floor, we present the living space. In the third floor, the gym. This is a concept proposed by Michael Lurie. He developed a concept of like a immersive platform in one virtual environment like uh, Second Life. Okay, it's Michael Lurie, and this is my avatar visiting this habitat. In this case, I consider interesting the conception of the Michael Lurie because he imagined something like a small swimming pool. Also, it's possible to see some music instruments for the entertainment of the crew. In this case, we imagine something like this, okay? Also, in this facility, we have the kitchen, possibly using the artificial lighting for some plants. This plants is supposed to be used in the concept of pick and eat to prepare the food. Also, in my right, there is a photo of a robot developed by the company Molly Robotics. This is a technology just available for each one that have money or to invest in this technology. In this case, we have like a computer screen in the wall. Someone explaining the preparation of a meal. In this case, the computer is supposed to have a capacity to understand the guidelines in terms of preparation of the meal. In this case, there is some technology in terms of image learning, in terms of reading the labels and understand the content of some bottles like this. In this case, would be interesting to combine the ingredients to prepare a meal for the astronauts, also supporting the chef of the kitchen. In this case, in this other photo, it's possible to see like a table for astronauts. In this case, we are imagining a rotation. We have a rotation, 3 rotations of around eight astronauts during each rotation. Okay, but we are imagining during this mission that we are under a threat of a virus, and the astronauts are locked in the specific infrastructures. Okay, in this case, they are not coming back to the main station to dinner and lunch. Other important element in the station are the physical exercise, the workouts. Here we have some images in the International Space Station, the ISS. It's very important in space. They are practicing the exercise because without gravity, it's very common the loss of the muscles, also a lot of problems related to health. In this case, because of this, it's necessary 3 hours of exercise each day to stay healthy. Okay. Also, we are on Mars. The gravity is 1/3 compared to Earth. Okay. Okay. Also, the third model is the gamma model. The gamma model is more related to control all operations of the main station. In this case, in my right here is interesting to see the evolution of the control panel from the Apollo missions to shuttle and also in the 80s, 90s, and now more recently the Dragon capsule from SpaceX. It's possible to see the introduction of some computer screens in the middle to control. And recently we saw the Dragon capsule. They use a big computer screens when it's possible, split from a task to other task, or have do the follow-up in terms of the different systems operate aboard of the vehicle. In this case, it's interesting to see here some concepts of the computer screens about in the control center to control the mission, like a computer screen be used for many taskings related to the operation of the station. Okay. In the main station, we present the commander of the mission. In this case, the crew in the main station, they are controlling a lot of things that is happening in the station. One of the greatest worries is related to the greenhouse operation, the power station, the health of astronauts, and also the sanitation, the life support system. In this case, in this image, it's possible to see different aspects supposed to be controlled from the main station. Like in greenhouse, we need to control the air, the levels of oxygen and carbon, the water demand and consumption. Also, the water demand and consumption from the greenhouse is important information for the for sanitation center, because if the greenhouse is demanding more water, sanitation center need to know if it's possible to provide this and not this water or not. In this case, it's very important the inner climate. If you have high temperatures like 50 degrees Celsius, or if you have a very low temperatures aboard, this would be damaging the production of food. In this case, it's supposed to be important a temperature around 20 degrees, so 23 degrees are good, adequate climate comfort, weather comfort to development of the plants. Also in the greenhouse, there is demands of energy, also applied to irrigation, also the lighting systems. Also in the greenhouse, we will be controlling the soil conditions. We would like to know about soil conditions, also the operation of aquaponics. Also, it's very important the cycle of the plants, the development of the plants. In the main station, just remember, we have the kitchen. And the chef of the cuisine, he or she likes to know what plants will be available to prepare the meals for the astronauts. Okay, in this case, we have in the main station, we have a great connection with the greenhouse. Related to the health, it's important we know about the mental condition, the heart rate, some health data from the astronauts. Also do the follow-up in terms of we will be connected to the health center to know about the periodic examinations of astronauts, also the reports of some alerts. If astronaut is doing extravehicular activity, if the astronaut is suffering a heart attack, it's very important we will know about this situation or other threats to the astronauts in the intravehicular activities, also in the extravehicular activities. Also, looking the power station, we would like to know about the energy generation from the power station. Also, it's important to know about the demand to energy from different infrastructures in our station here. Okay, and related to sanitation center, we consider the sanitation center something like the heart of the station, because in the sanitation center we will be generating the air, a clean air to astronauts breathing. We don't have air with quality, the astronauts will become sick, and sometimes if we don't have a good supply of oxygen, they would be dying. The entire crew will be dying. Because of this, the sanitation center considered like the heart of the station, because the sanitation center is supplying the oxygen and also the water to be consumed in the entire station. Okay. The sanitation center also presents demands to extravehicular activities, because it's supposed will be necessary be doing extravehicular activities to collect ice and bring back to supply the water to the station. Also in the main station, we'll be looking the levels of water, food available, and from the exterior, evaluating the external condition like the weather, the temperature, the lightning, the possibility of wind and dust storm impacting the station. Also the operation of extravehicular activities, level of oxygen and energy for the astronauts. Okay, all the concepts of the research room. Now I'm going to the second topic of the main station. We are imagining some equipments aboard, like in the kitchen, the oven and fridge. In the entertainment area, the virtual reality headsets. The virtual reality headsets. If one of astronauts will be laid down with a headset, looking at a forest to be more relaxed, or looking at a beautiful landscape from Earth. Okay, to be relaxing or providing a meditation, something like this. Also, entertainment area, spa hydro message or disco lightning, or entertainment in the entertainment area, he or she would be watching a movie, something like this. In the control center, we need the communication technologies, antennas for the communication with Earth. Some possible resources to generate in situ or transported from Earth. Almost everything will be transported from Earth in the main station. Also, part of the food will be produced in the greenhouse. Also, you'll be using some 3D printers to print some utensils used in the main station. Now, the third topic of this presentation is related to management. In this case, we are imagining 4 positions or 4 astronauts, 1 commander, the executive chief, the chef, and general assistant. In this case, the commander is supposed to be someone of multidisciplinary background, also someone from the management of industrial engineering with high capacity of leadership, intercultural competencies, high personal resilience. And some duties are control the extravehicular activities and the rovers integrated with the engineering center. Also propose routines and operational protocols. Also provide guidance to avoid the risks. Also conduct educational activities and train the astronauts. Preparation for extravehicular activities. Also coordinate daily communication with the space agencies on Earth, like NASA, ESA, ISRO, and other public and private space agencies. Okay. Also, in the main station, we have the commander will be establishing communication with the other facilities and the crew and some specific individuals. Okay. The second positions, the executive chief, he will be providing support to the commander, some possible persons to be applying to be executive chiefs are the engineers, information technology specialists, and psychologists. Also, some duties are the monitor all operations, keep all facility runnings, monitor the routines, organize specific operations and trainings, also stimulate self-sustainability, each one looking, also observing the self-organization. The third position is the chef. Okay, the chef is supposed to be a cooker or cuisine chef or nutritionist or gastronomer. And some duties are define the menus, the meals, the food logistics, perform perform food preparation, waste disposal, cleaning, organization, maintenance, and repair procedures. Also assess the team's nutritional requirements, plan the availability of food, and define the feeding shifts. In this first photo, we have the Keanu Reeves in the movie The Matrix. In this photo, he's aboard of the Buccaneer ship, and he's complaining because all days they are consuming the same meal, like oat milk. Okay, he's very upset about because it's happening aboard of Nebuchadnezzar something like a fatigue, a meal fatigue, a food fatigue, because all days is the same thing. This was a discussion presented by Dr. Simon Proctor in one of our missions. And it's very interesting because the aboard of a station on Mars or Moon is interesting. We have different kinds of food and also sometimes spicy food and delicious food, so the astronauts become more motivated, because if you have a body meal, this is not good for the psychological well-being. In this case, for Mars, we are considering a part of the food will be transported from Earth. As you can see here, some pre-prepared meal. Also, we have some studies in terms of compare what we supposed to be the more efficient plants to be uh, cultivated on Mars, because some plants we have only a small part of the plant like edible to be consumed, and a greatest part to be discarded. In this case, you need to look plants like potatoes, because potatoes you will be consuming the entire potato. This is an interesting kind of food to be consumed and also cultivated on Mars. In this case, we need to combine the food transported from Earth and supplied by cargo missions, and also the food cultivated on Mars. In this case, we have a photo from Habitat Marte in Brazil. In this photo, it's possible to see some leaves of lettuce and also basil, also some small peppers in the middle. These were food cultivated in the greenhouse of Habitat Marte. The last position is the astronaut, the assistant. He's supposed to be an engineer, an information technology technician, also psychology, also would be an artist. And some duties is the emphasize the team's well-being, also provide interesting content to entertain the crew, also food management, support the chef, coordination of the organization of dormitories and the gym, also manage laboratory tools, and also apply psychological surveys with the astronauts. We are imagining some topics of training to the astronauts that will be operating the main station. Some topics are the new skills based on situations identified on Mars, because we are imagining that we are supposing a lot of facts to be operating on Mars, but when they arrive on Mars, a lot of things will be happening there, new situations, new problems, and they need to have the capacity of learning very fast, also adaptation and creativity, also resilience based in these future situations that will be identified on Mars. Also, it's very important the systems operation training, because we'll be operating a lot of different systems. Some systems are electrical, some systems are mechanical, some systems are based in algorithms, in the computer operations. And they need to know how is the operation of everything, and how would be the possible procedures to fix this a system not operating well, or what would be other options to be to supply the some possible problems. In this case, it's very important the training about systems operation, also about training about new technologies and positions and tasks of each astronauts, and also provide the opportunities of simulation in terms to imagine if in the station, if it's supposed to be a extra vehicle activity, in the next days they will be doing simulations before how it's supposed to be the collection of ice and the regolith to bring back to the station. In this case, the simulations are very important to they develop an imagination in terms of what will be happening in the next days or the next weeks, something like this. In this case, it's possible to see a lot of interesting videos available to train the astronauts, like the make teams work, also the how to manage your mental health. Also, I mentioned here the Baroque music collection, like Vivaldi, Bach, Corelli, other compositors. But this is very interesting. We have a very big database of music, not only classical, but all genres, or like the traditional music from different countries of Indian music, Brazilian music, Turkish music, the music from Yemen and Slovakia and other countries, also the local composers from Chile. All of these is interesting. And also rock and pop and heavy metal music, all kinds of styles to be consumed by the astronauts. Other topics are some videos of occupational safety and health, and also in terms of psychological resilience. We are imagining to be consumed by the astronauts 1 kilo of solid food, also 2.5 liters related to food, to preparation of food, also 2 liters to the bath of astronauts by day. Okay, in this case, during our mission is around 14 days. We are imagining this quantity multiplied for 14 days. Okay, this would be, it's supposed to be the necessary food and water for the astronauts during this time of our mission. The main station will be provide some guidelines to entire crew, to other facilities. The main station will be commenting about the daily routines and also health occupation, also environment and safety guidelines, how to maintain plants in specific space habitats in the specific infrastructures, provide harmony and collaboration, make astronauts comfortable about to be in space, stimulate cooperation, innovation, creativity, and co-creation, emphasize the team's well-being, stimulate the self-sustainability. Each one observe self-organization, self-maintenance, self-fixation, and other alerts. And the fourth dimension of this presentation is the protocols. We are imagining some specific protocols to operate in the main station, like protocols to provide harmony and good relationship in the crew. Also protocols to deal with stress in the relationship, protocols to organize the room, and also plant maintenance, food production, and also the maintenance. So some protocols of safety and health are related to hygiene protocols, wearables, data collection, supposed to be using the Apple Watch or other technology to collect the heart rate, the calorie consumption, the physical exercise, also health data collection on saliva, blood, feces, and urine, also protocols to deal with psychological balance and emergencies, also protocols and simulations to deal with accidents. Some protocols for occupancy and entertainment is supposed to be parties and celebration days like Dia de los Muertos from Mexico, or Carnival from Brazil, or Halloween from United States, Christmas, New Year's, like the Chinese New Year, or a very important day celebrated in India and in your countries. Also, if possible, you mention here in the chat very important days in your culture, in your country, will be mentioned here in this slide here, because in different countries, sometimes we have a very important day, like St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, okay, or some other important days in India, something like this, and then I'd like to mention these days here. And then in this case, interesting, we have some parties and some celebration happening on Mars too. We have these very bring back the memories from Earth. Also, I was discussing with Professor Carrie Bruneman that in the future, the passing the years on Mars, they will be losing the reference from Earth, and also creating the all moments and some important days for the Mars exploration, like the day that the first crew arrived on Mars, or the first time that they discovered a new area on Mars. And these supposed to be important days, like the discovery of America, something like this. Okay. And aboard of the main station, also we have the spa day. Also, we'll be using the board games, also yoga, physical exercise, mindfulness protocol. Also, a lot of content to be reading. Also, consuming music, movies, and books. Here's the concept of a vertical garden, a closed circulation system. Also, yeah, imagine a protocol for food microproduction, like a protocol for cultivation, a protocol for maintenance and detection of adjustment in the plant's cultivation. Also, food collection, also food rotation, the best time for irrigation, also male, female flower pollination, also the plant cycles, to the necessity to change a plant to a new plant. We are imagine also some 3D printing technologies to be aboard. In this first photo is they are printing like a ball, okay, using the ceramics. In this case is the 3D printer is using clay, soft clay. It's a additive manufacturing process, like they are adding layer by layer using a 3D printer. This is a photo from more advanced moment. In this case, we imagine that the 3D printer would be useful to produce some utensils aboard of the main station. Here we have some protocols for 3D printing. In this case, it's supposed to we have the CAD projects aboard of a computer connected with a 3D printer. Also, we considered our product degradation and recycling protocols, like discarded items are ground down to particles. Ground plastic are further refined into small particles in a blender. Small particles are melted and extruded into a plastic filament for the 3D printing. Also, additive manufacturing printing process with recycled filaments in this moment. Okay. In the end, we have a new utensil produced in the 3D printer. Now I'll be talking about the spin-offs. It's the last part of my presentation. We are imagining that some technologies used for the water and energy saving, also some technologies of recycling would be interesting to be applied on Earth. Some guidelines to be applied to daily life on Earth. We imagine that topics like health and safety and mental well-being and health occupancy also daily routines and guidelines, and also recycling mindset. All of these topics will be interesting to be discussed and also shared to Earth about what possible activities we'll be doing on Mars. The last part of my presentation, the last slide, is about some reflections to the how will be impacted the Sustainable Development Goals. In this case, we imagine that the discussion about of the main station would have impact related to health and well-being. Also, this is related to goal 3. Also, the training of astronauts is related to quality education, the goal 4. Also, the human and man balance in the station. In this case, if you have 4 astronauts, we are imagining 2 men and 2 women in the station. Okay, in this case, the goal 5 related to gender equality. Water saving, the goal 6, the energy efficiency, the goal 7, the waste recycling, the goal 15 and 12, the management, the goal 16, and the partnerships related to goal 17. Okay, and thanks so much for your attention during this presentation. These are my contacts in Twitter and Instagram, in my email, and thanks so much. And now I open to the questions.